Champions League semi-final.
Woo!
Milan and Inter, if we were to do percentages, it's a toss-up, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go 50-50. Maybe 55-45 Inter.
Because of Leao, right?
Yeah, Leao and the form that Inter have been really.
But Real Madrid and City, a lot of people have City as not overwhelming favorites because they still respect Real Madrid's.
Yeah.
But as solid favorites.
Yeah.
You're going that way, 60% or above, yeah?
Yeah, 55-45 at least. And then the most optimistic can go 60-40. I think that would be maybe a little bit too much. I just think that unless something miraculous happens again like last season, I just don't see personally how, and you know how much I love Karim Benzema, I don't see how this Real Madrid team can trouble City over 2 legs with the second leg in Manchester.
I'll tell you who can see how.
Yeah.
And that is Rafa Benitez.
Okay.
Now, he didn't come out and predict that Real Madrid were going to beat City, but he kind of put up a bit of a game plan about how this game could unfold, right? And he cited, I mean, 2 of them I think are pretty obvious, but it's good to remind yourselves of it, right? One is counterattacking quickly,
of course,
and getting somebody between the lines.
Yeah.
And in that sense, Karim Benzema dropping off, maybe Modric stepping into that space. They have people who can do that, and obviously Vinicius running behind.
Yeah, and Rodrigo, which is, to be fair, City is the perfect team for Real Madrid to play against because they can leave them the ball. City will have a lot of the ball, and Real Madrid will hit them on the counter.
I'm also not sure, I was watching this game on BT Sport here in the UK, and somebody says like, oh, well, you'll get Kyle Walker matched up against Vinicius. He's just as fast. And I kind of feel like, no, he's not just as fast as Vinicius. He's 10 years older than Vinicius.
Yeah.
He's
still very fast.
He's a phenomenal athlete and whatever. Equally, Vinicius is Vinicius. So this idea that, and Walker's had an up and down season this year.
Yeah.
So,
but he's the best one to match up with Vinicius. Whether Vinicius can still...
I wouldn't say he's the best one. I would say he's the only one to match up with Vinicius. Frankly,
well, no, because you could put Akanji, they can put another player there. But he's the best one of what they have.
If you play Akanji in that role, then you've got an Akanji-shaped hole in the middle, right?
But Akanji played right back against Bayern Munich against Leroy Sané. So Vinicius is better than Sané and quicker maybe. But
I know. But then you have to make an adjustment inside, right?
Yeah, Stones and Diaz.
Right, and then...
So there's no Ake at left back.
Stones stepping into midfield.
So Walker... Yeah, which I think is going to be the plan from a City point of view.
So that's kind of an obvious one. The other thing he reminded us of is set pieces. Real Madrid are physically, he said, I haven't gone back to look at it, but it does seem to make sense. They're a bigger, physically stronger team than Manchester City.
Really?
Well, Rafa said so.
Because
and Rafa's won the Champions League.
It's funny because I had that conversation with Neda Monua the other day when we were at the Premier League together. And looking at the City-Arsenal game, the difference in physicality between the two teams was, I thought, quite striking. Because at City, if you take Diaz, Stones, Walker, even Akanji, there's 4 big boys. Rodri is huge. Haaland is huge.
Right.
Okay, then you've got KDB, Grealish, I give you that.
No, but here, take those 6, right? I don't think Rodri's tall and strong.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily the terrifying, he's not John Terry, heading balls into the back of the net.
No, who is for Real Madrid though? Militao?
Benzema's pretty good.
Yeah, but not on set pieces.
He's a pretty good header of the ball.
No, yeah, but not on set pieces. Benzema never scores a header on corners or wide free.
I didn't know this was a rule, but
no. I'm just saying. Like you said that Rafa Benitez says that on set pieces, Real Madrid would be dangerous. Well, because Militao scored against Liverpool in the quarterfinals. I
guess when you put it that way, you may have a point.
Because if it's Alaba, Militao, Militao is suspended the first leg anyway. So it would be the no Militao, who you would have said is the best header of the ball.
Probably, yeah.
So already he's not there in the first leg.
I think Benzema is the best header of the ball, but
you've
decided that he's not allowed to score on set pieces.
I'm just saying.
Okay, right.
So I don't know where Rafa got that set pieces threat, but Militao won't be the biggest threat at Real Madrid because he's suspended. So okay, you've got Karim. If Alaba plays a centre back, Camavinga a left back, Carvajal a right back, neither of them can. Okay, Rudiger, I give you that. Modric can't, Kroos can't, Valverde can't really. It's not really that kind of.
It's not really his thing.
You're right. So where is the threat coming from?
Okay, maybe Rafa got.
I'm just.
Maybe Rafa got that specific. Sorry,
I'm
Rafa.
sorry, Rafa. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. I was just wondering. I was just wondering.
I mean, it's possible he also, I guess he also means like free kicks. And,
Yeah.
But then,
of course.
Manchester City have a bunch of people who are pretty good at taking free kicks too. So I don't know that this is necessarily an advantage.
Okay, my question for you, would you start Gundogan?
Yeah, 100%.
So you start Rodri, Gundogan, KDB, and then what? Bernardo, Haaland, Grealish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the first leg anyway, yeah. I mean,
yeah. I just wonder if somewhere there's.
Oh no, are we going to see the Pep overthinking curveball?
No. Just you put Bernardo in midfield and no Gundogan for. I mean, Gundogan is in great form. So
I don't know that you need to do that away from home. And in fact, and this was a good transition to Rafa's other thing. Rafa said that what makes Real Madrid really good is obviously they don't press the way City do.
Yeah.
But they can press intermittently and they can do it very effectively. And then they can also have long spells of possession. So in other words, they can do it both ways. And he came out, and he's talking about himself, as Rafa often does. But he said, my best teams, whether it was Liverpool, whether it was Valencia, we had teams that could do that. It's something that I really believe in, and I think it's something this Real Madrid team do really well. Now, we can go back and debate. I don't think his Valencia team were necessarily that good in possession, the way he remembers them. Or indeed his Liverpool teams either, frankly.
Yeah.
But it is something that Real Madrid are much better rounded that way. Real Madrid can have,
Yeah.
What you're taking is red that Rodrigo's going to start. But let's say he doesn't. If you have a red that you have a man advantage in midfield. You can make Man City chase you around, maybe pick up some yellow cards, foul you a lot. You get set pieces, and you can strike. And you can strike on the counter. You can do that in transition when you decide to press.
Yeah.
I think making those calls at the right time, that's going to be the real challenge for Ancelotti.
Yeah, I think you're right. Against Chelsea, for example, we saw the moments in the game where they were doing that very, very effectively. You're right. I'm more worried about how they get out of the City press because I don't really think they've got patterns to beat press like that. The way they do it is that they're so good individually and so clever as players that they can, you press them high and they will always find an amazing touch from Modric or Kroos or Benzema or Vinicius, someone like that to get out of the press. But it's not something that, if they press like that, we do this, we can build in the three or we can build in the two, that kind of stuff. It's not as maybe structured that way, but they still could be very good at it. And you're right, I think Valverde is the key player for me because if he's everywhere, and if
he starts, which we don't know if he starts.
We think, but he said after the final on Saturday that I think he was tired. Then if he can, you're right. If that midfield from Real Madrid can be efficient in pressing City when they decide to, from a mid block, for example, but then also can be the City press, which I expect City to press quite aggressively, even at the Bernabeu on Tuesday night. Then I think Real Madrid will have a big chance because once they beat the press, then they will be all over City.
Like you said there, that's the thing. If they beat the press, or the other way to beat the press is just you lump the ball into space, and that takes us back to Vinicius, right? It takes us back to Vinicius, takes us back to Benzema, where he may not run behind everybody, but if there's a ball in the air and it's Benzema against Ruben Dias and Stones, who are very good, I think it can still be 50-50, not just that Benzema takes it down, but that Benzema takes it down and then makes an intelligent pass, right? To get a quality possession out of it. So in that sense, I think they are a good match. But yeah, obviously, City are going to be, to most people, slight favorites.
Yeah, you think so.
The other wild card I throw in there.
Rodrigo?
No, it's the goalkeepers.
Yeah.
I think Courtois has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think Courtois' ceiling is higher than Ederson's.
Yeah.
I think Ederson's been up and down. Could this tie be decided by goalkeeping errors as well?
Yeah, maybe. Or even not just errors, but saves that you would make, again, like Courtois made, the one on Grealish last season.
Humans don't normally make.
Yeah, exactly. It could be like that.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.